He and the Nets have been fined $35,000 for violating the NBA's media access rules throughout the season. Irving has declined on several occasions to be available for comments either before or after the game. So earlier this season, after a previous fine for violating media access rules, Kyrie posted this on IG. "I pray we utilize the fine money for the marginalized communities in need, especially seeing where our world is presently. I am here for peace, love, and greatness, so stop distracting me and my team and appreciate the art. We move different over here. I do not talk to pawns. My attention is worth more." Stephen A., what does Kyrie's media issues mean for the Nets?
Well, listen, I think that it's building dissent against the Brooklyn Nets. And I think that what happens is that we all recognize the fact that when healthy, this is the team to beat. We all recognize the fact that when James Harden, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving are on the court together, there is no one that should beat them. They should win the NBA championship, in all seriousness. I can sit up here and laugh about the Knicks and have a ball, and I'm so proud of what I'm seeing from the New York Knicks. But I was born at night, not last night. I know the Knicks can't mess with these boys.
I love that line.
I know the Knicks can't mess with these boys. I understand that. But I think that what you will have is that you have a situation where it's sad to see Kyrie this way, not really realizing the kind of impact he is having compared to what he could have. And you see a lot of these guys being hit differently. And, you know, you just say to yourself, what the hell are you thinking?
When you say impact, do you mean on the court or off the court?
All of it. All of it. Kyrie Irving is box office. He is a showstopper. This dude is a sensational talent, okay? And he's box office, and he is worthy of you walking through the turnstiles and paying just to see him play. He's that marvelous of a player. And I got news for you. He's not a bad person. His heart is in the right place. I mean, he and I have had butted heads from time to time, and we've had our differences. I know that brother's a good brother. His heart is in the right place. He doesn't mean any harm, but he doesn't understand the harm that he brings to himself. When you sit up there and you defer to people as pawns because they don't think what you think, their belief system might be different from you, or their priorities may be different from you. Did it ever occur to you, Kyrie Irving, that you can afford to have different priorities because your greatness still allows you to step on the court and ball and make tens of millions of dollars per year? Kyrie Irving makes more in 1 year than 99% of the American population would make in their lifetime.
0.9%.
Okay, 99.9%. So again, forgive us if their priorities might be a little bit different than yours. But in the end, you signed on the dotted line. And what did you sign on the dotted line to do? Not just to play basketball, but to help promote the game of basketball, because that's what facilitates you getting the contracts that you have received. It's amazing to me how these obligations are ignored once you sign on the dotted line and you know you got your money coming. Now you want to prioritize what you want to prioritize. But when you were in pursuit of the bag, or you capitulated. And I remember one time, you know, Max, and I'll give it to you by saying this before I come back later. There's a whole bunch of dudes that show up on draft night, obviously prior to COVID-19. And they show up on draft night. And they had the best outfits, and, you know, the hair was right, and whether it was the tats or anything else, it wasn't as conspicuous and all of this other stuff, because they were trying to get the bag. And there was an image that they were willing to project that was somewhat clean cut because it would facilitate them get paid. And then they got paid. And then they want to go out to the public and go like this. Now, hell with that. Be whatever you want to be, when you want to be, and how you want to be it. And all I'm saying is this. If you knew there was a certain way you needed to roll in order to get the money. But there's a whole bunch of, there's millions upon millions of people out there that will never be them. And if they tried that, they wouldn't get away with it. So you're projecting that kind of image, and it may work for you, but it's going to come back to bite your successors later on down the line, and the American public that watches you, that you're role models to, that want to emulate you, is going to work against them too, because they can't get away with what you can get away with. I wish guys saw that, and they just don't. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.